Welcome back. Here we are, episode 17. So we last left off, we were at the pond there, and we just have a little bit more things to do. A couple little things here, I shouldn't say. Nothing too big to do, and we can pretty much finish off this field. Now we do have what we're going to do on screen here. We're going to be putting in our backyard. We're going to be fixing up the back here because we got a little tidbit of information. And then we're going to be aging the area up, as well as the only thing I totally forgot is we haven't put in our fuel. We had our little gorgeous little fuel station right there. Now, unfortunately, the mod in 22 for the fuel station has not been brought over. Excuse me. So we had to make a compromise. But first and foremost, I want to make a huge shout out to Carp Crappington. I love that name. So Carp Crappington, thank you so much. Again, he was kind enough to remind me that yet again I forgot the whole customization thing. So what that means is that these rocks that we put down, oh, decoration. No, yeah, that's right. We're getting ahead of ourselves. So the rocks that we put down, that is right over here, and actually underneath the bridge too. What ended up happening is there is a customization option. So if we grab, let's here, because which one's this one? This one is rock flat one. So if we grab rock flat one, and we'll just bring it over here. And if we go to the customized, hey, so there is options, lots of options actually. So we have a clean option, we have a dirt option. So you can if I'll flip it, kind of it's very light, but there is a bit of a shade difference. And then it goes to moss. Oh, that's pretty neat. I like that. And then there's the moss dirt. So again, it's the shade, right? So a little lighter, a little darker. Then you got the moss a little lighter. Yeah, a little lighter, and then a little darker with the dirt. And then clean. Ooh, clean low. Huh? Oh. Ooh. Okay, moss low, moss dirt low, clean. Interesting. So then let's try large rock 3. And clean dirt, moss, moss dirt, clean 35. Oh, interesting. Moss 35, 65 degrees. Oh, you can knock it right down. Ooh, Carp Crappington, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Okay, so we could definitely do a little. What I'd like to do is I just like to do a little touch on that. What we'll try to do is let's toss a moss one in there. Now, in order to do it, because the moss is technically under the water line, and I should have touched on this last time, I totally forgot to. That the minute you take this water plane out, if we've put water plants down, as you can see, the water plants the water plants line up to the water plane. So if you plant the water plane and then you take the water plane out and replant I mean, you'd have to be darn lucky to get it to line up, probably. And unfortunately, we weren't lucky enough. Oopsie poopsies. So what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to actually, I would like to put the little rock in. We're going to make a little adjustment there. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take these plants out and replant them because we're going to take this out. So the 80 by 80 meter is going out real quick here. Going to lose a little bit of money there, but that's okay. And then these plants, oh, you know what? Because they're in the plant section, let's just see if we paint. Let's just grab some grass. No. Oh, I wonder. How do we? Oh! I just saw it. Oh, there it is. Okay, so the lily pad. Interesting. So I'm going to select the lily pad, water grass, no music, yes, or no frogs. Okay, so we just said, oh, there's another lily pad. Okay, interesting. So that's not too bad. So hopefully our lily pads are, oh, there's another one. All right, so they're not covered. So there goes, okay, there we go. So then there's another lily pad. Lily reed mix, sell that. Yep. Oh, beauty. Okay. So now what about these ones? Where's our lily? There we go. So, it's the flowers. Okay. Oh, really should have touched on this last episode. I am terribly sorry. Oh, and flowers. This one. Yep. Okay, you know what? No. Any flowers? Let's just pick this flower. Yeah, it looks like, yes, all of the flowers do light up. So we've select flowers, sell, done. All right. So terribly sorry for misleading you there. I totally forgot about that last time. And then when I loaded in, I saw the lily pads was like, that doesn't look right. What's going on? So you know what? While we're here, let's get rid of both of these. Rock flat 1. Okay, remember that, Major. Rock flat 1. And then which one's large rock 2? Okay. So let's go to large rock 2 and rock flat 1. All the way down to the bottom. And then this is where, yeah, I want to check. Now, granted, the bottom one, that one's not going to really be seen because of the water line. So large rock 1, right there. Was it right? Large rock? Large rock flat 1 and large rock. Large rock. You know. Ooh. You know what? Me likes that even more. Okay, so let's do this. Okay, and then now we're going to customize. We want moss and dirt. Oh, and then we can do this. Oh, yeah, we can do the degrees. Okay, we'll keep it to the original degrees. I like that. And we want moss and dirt. Yep. Yes, we do. Oh, okay, keep looking. Keep the camera where you were there, Major. Good job. Okay, let's go. Free mode on. Snapping off. Yeah, right there. All right. There's good. And then we're going to grab our rock flat 1. And we go. It's actually interesting because we ended up just putting it down. So it turns out the low one is what we just created with the base one. So this one, let's go moss and dirt or just moss. Yeah, we'll do moss and actually this one we'll just do moss. Let's just do moss on that one. Oh, that's really kind of black. Oh, yeah. Overlaps. Yes, we know. Boom. That goes down there. Not too bad. All right. So then now we're going to get back to our water line, or we're going to put our water in. Others down at the very bottom, 80 by 80 meter for the blue. Nope, the squares are near the bottom. There we go. So 80 by 80. There we go. And back in this corner. And then again, like I said, you want that slope. You want to find that slope there. We're just going to lift it up onto a building so we can make sure we have our good square. And then when it comes to placing, just a reminder, just use that slope to gauge where you want it. Now this, I remember, we gotta make sure that we get close to the ship, but we can't go up against the. I think that's going to be good there. Let's try that. Boom. And then we're just going to do a quick little test. Oh, that might be close. And I remember our issue last time was the water plane when we drove too close. Looks like our tires are still wet from it, actually. So you're going to get in there. Perfect. Okay, excellent. So the water line's not high enough that it's going to create that little squishy. That's what happened last time, is that we brought the water line to up, the tires actually reacted to it. And then now with us having the plants, please. Yeah, I remember. With us having the new water line, now we can put our water plants in. Yeah, I like that. That looks good. So now we can put our water plants in, and then they will line up. So calm down. So I got this thing, and that was right about. Actually, we can pull it in a little bit. Let's go right there. Oh wait, free mode off. What happened to free mode off? Cool. I'm gonna say free mode off. That looks like it lined up nicely. So then we're gonna grab our careful water plants, and this one. Yeah, we had about there. We did another one there. And we can try another one right about there. Again, we can just kind of float around with it. Sorry, I had to. All right, now this part is we ended up doing 2. I think it was about 2. There's 2 there, so we'll put 1 there and kind of mix in. And then we'll kind of switch it up a bit. Right there, maybe. Beauty. All right, easy peasies, George and squeezies. Now that should all line up nicely. Beautiful. That's all nice there. Okay. And we have our mossy rocks. Perfect. So again, if I had known that or realized that at the beginning, we probably should have even gone so far as to put some nice mossy rocks in there. That would go even farther. However, again, to do that, we would have to remove everything, put all the rocks down, blah, 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 blah. So, awesome idea. Again, Carp Crappington, thank you so much for reminding me of that. That looks fantastic. And if we had time, maybe if I have time off camera, I might rip the bridge out and slap them all up. But that is not something we need to do on camera. That's something we can do later. Now, moving on. From here, when it comes to this backyard, now, because we have the bigger shop, or the bigger shed, so to speak, and we have the pirate ship, because we did have that little, we had a little like walk path or a dock, so to speak, that or whatever that we could jump off of. Now this one, we can hop up onto our pirate ship. We can jump off the front. We can go swim down to the down to the down to the sunken treasure. Go find some plunder in the car there. Oh, so close, so close. That's okay. That's livable. Now, with that being said, when it comes to the backyard, I know we put this line in, and just looking at the shop and the way the setup is with these doors, and especially like, you know, trucks and equipment and trailers and that sort of stuff, I'm thinking what we might actually do is we might actually, because we did the forest just to break it up. I think it's just going to be more a little cut, nothing too crazy, but just something like that. So instead of right there, nothing too extravagant in the sense of we're not going to be cutting off a lot. But I think if we just have just kind of like that, or maybe cut it out a little bit and bring it down. And then what we do is we have our backyard here. So now when it comes to the backyard, what we'll do, let's just start right here. Let's go to our meadow grass. Okay, now here's the other thing. When it comes to the meadow grass, this is where you can do multiple things in the sense that my initial plan and what I end up doing for 22 was I put long grass in because my intention was I was going to get to a point that I was going to be cutting it, and I never got around to cutting it. It just, things were busy and things were happening and all that sort of fun stuff that I never got myself around to creating a schedule and creating a way to have it just kind of included into my routine, right? And I mean, I hadn't even bought the mower yet. So that's where what I did and what we're doing here is we're putting all long grass is all going to be long grass at the start here. And that it's all going to go in to start. And then what you can do is you can come back with the short grass. So I'll show you here. We're just going to fill this in here real quick. So this is all long grass. So my plan was we're going to cut this, right? Every month or every couple months when it grows up, we grab our lawnmower, cut it all down, and it turns into the short grass. Now, because I never got into that routine, what we can do actually, and now that we've made a little bit of a line there to know we are going to do this. So what you can do is you can actually use the medium and the short if you don't have time, or even if you don't plan on it. If you're not one of those players that really cares to actually like mow the grass and that sort of stuff, you just want to get right into the farming stuff, and then this is a great way to keep the farm looking gorgeous and basically being low maintenance, low to almost no maintenance, right? And again, depending on however you want to make it look. So let's just do a quick little example here. So from what we had in 22, we had this coming around and then this going down here, and then it was a little bit of a bow. So the vehicles came in. That's a darn straight line. I guess we can. Do we like the straight lines? And then we go down like that. No. No, we're going to stick with what we had there. I do like that. So again, this is just for visual purposes here. So what are you going there, Major? So now we're going to grab a couple bushes. I want to see if we can grab, where are the bigger ones? Yeah, no, Major, come on, you should remember these here. Just, so I think this is a bigger one. Really, Major? There we go. Something like that. No. Isn't that one a bigger one? Which one am I thinking of here? There we go. This one. So And then there's this one. Ooh, that's more of a ticker bush. And then this one, it's a little taller. I like the taller one there too. So, okay, so let's go a little bit in here, and then we're just going to do a little, come on, baby. Get down there. A little private, because that's what we did in 22. Now, it was more of a spotted plant where, yeah, okay, you know what, maybe, yep, actually, that is exactly, almost looks exactly like it is. It might be the same bushes. That'd be kind of neat. And then you can come around and kind of muck about to fill in the holes. So that's what we did in 22 as well, where it's not exactly even, and I don't want it even. Well, okay, sorry. I prefer not to have it even, but you can also too, if you want to get down to the nitty gritty, you can get right into it and you can plant each individual bush and get it in there and get it all popped right up. Or I'm pretty sure. I mean, maybe there is, maybe there isn't. I might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that there may be like a plant, like planting bushes like a fence, right? You know how they have the construction fences and stuff where you just plant a pylon and then it runs them across. So there might be something like that. Now you can also do the hedgerows, like we have. I don't think we brought it into this one. No, we didn't because we never used it. But in Riverbend, we do have the actual hedges you can put. So you can put the hedges in too if you want. But true to form to what we did to 22 is we did this with just the painted bushes, and we just created kind of our own privacy wall, so to speak. So that's there. And then when it comes to the grass, again, when it comes to the grass, this is where when it comes to maintenance free, right? So we had our bushes in there. I'm going to age the area. So don't like, there will be bushes that's going to come in here and that's going to get aged up. But for just what I'm trying to demonstrate, sorry, I had to put those bushes in first because I needed to know my line. So the thing is the way I look at it, if you're not going to cut, I treat it like the edges are the long stuff, right? The edges are the ones that grow up as you go, or sorry, that never get touched, so to speak. So now we're going to grab our medium and we're going to get a nice little bit of a thicker applicator for the medium. And we're just going to kind of squeeze it in a little bit on the edges, back and forth, and don't be even. You want to go winky wonky back and forth here with the medium when you go up to your edges. You don't want that. Well, unless you do. I don't like that perfect line. I like that natural kind of in and out, so to speak, right? Where sometimes you have some, sometimes you don't. And I just go up and down to the edges with that medium. Then we're going to go around here with the medium, get a little close in here and get right in. Now the medium too, when it comes to the entrances and exits, by all means, get right up close to the entrances and exits of those, because we're going to be working the medium, the short in with the medium. All right, so then let's just get in right here again, right? You don't want to be straight and smooth. You just want to be winky wonky and all over the place. And it's just the edges you're worrying about with the medium. You don't have to touch the inside with the medium at all. Don't waste your money. Don't waste your money. Excellent. So now that the medium's done, we have the long done on the edges. We have the medium done on the edges as well, but working in. Now what we're going to want to do, now we're going to fill in our middle with our short. But what you want to do is what I like to do. It's kind of one of those things where I'll do the exact same thing with the medium, except I'll move the cursor out just a little bit, and then I just go back and forth again, right? So we're going to grab the short, and same thing, we just kind of work it in. And you can even go a cursor smaller to get a little bit more of that detail into where you go in and out. It's going to be tough to see when you have the smaller cursor doing it this way. It will be tougher to see where you kind of have been zoomed out. When you zoom right in, you can kind of get a bit of an idea. And technically, too, I didn't even think we are November, so this is a little bit tougher with the grass factor with the November because it's not as popping. But you will still get the idea. So then now that we've gone around with our short to the edges, and actually we did that, we're going to go around here a little bit too, and just kind of work our way up to here. Now we can go big. Now you get it nice and big, and you want to fill in 100% fill in the center, right like that. Boom. Now, when you go back here, you have permanently short grass, and then you have a little bit of the medium that's working its way up on the edges, And then right at the edges, you have your nice lawn that's grown up, and that just kind of never gets cut, right? So you can make this look like you maintain the grass without actually having to maintain the grass, right? So then you have same thing here, right? Where you can see where we have our long grass here, and then you have little spots of medium, and then it works into the short. Just like that. So, and that's pretty much when it comes to the grass areas. That's exactly how I like to run them. Unless, because again, in 22, my original plan, I put long everywhere. I didn't even do any detail. I just put long everywhere because I wanted to mow it. So then doing it this way, we could looking back, hindsight 2020. So looking back, hindsight 2020, doing it this way, it allows me to kind of have that like maintained area, but this one I think is the rocks one. Have the maintained area look, but I don't have to worry about doing it, right? So again, it all depends on what you want to do. I don't know about the short, but I know the medium and the long you can cut and then you can wait and it will grow back. But it'll grow back to its original growth. Big decorating. Okay, sorry. Yep, note to self. Keep those in mind for later. That you can cut it, and then what it'll do is it'll grow back to its original plant strength, or sorry, plant length. All right, so now what we're doing is I'm just looking for that little fire pit looking thing because we might just use the other one for purposes. Because again, we don't have a fire pit per se in this game, but in 22 we had, in any of the games, like an actual fire pit, I should say. But there are the plants, so I think it is just the base game one we're going to have to use. That is just a planted. It's an empty. It looks like an empty flower pot, but it vaguely reminds me of a fire pit. There it is. Boom. All right. So in our backyard, we had a fire pit kind of off to the end here. It was right about there. And then we had a playground. So right about there. So free mode on, snapping off. Yep, snapping is off because I'm just going to free place all of this stuff. And then from there, we'll grab, we grab, what kind of bench? Not that kind of bench. Something. Oh, that's a table. That looks like a table. There we go. So we can grab a bench, slap a bench right there, and I think there's a couple chairs. And right now we're just using the base game. And again, this is one of those things where okay, now we're into the additional decorations package. Okay, so this is where it becomes one of those things where, again, the artist's discretion. So you can, so you can use whatever you want, however you want. Whatever you feel, that's the main thing. It's all about how you feel it would fit for you, right? Now, for what we did, I just grabbed it. Why am I having such a hard time getting the white? I thought there was just the base game white chair. I thought I could have a couple base game white chairs. Come on, baby. You know what? Rocking chair on the dirt. Why not? Yep, brought one out. Sure. Let's put that there. Okay. And I thought there was the base game white chair, unless I'm just talking and looking too fast. Whew. Take deep breath here, Major. While we're passing these, though, so we could, if we want, we can put a little something there, boom, just like that, and again, like whatever tickles your fancy, right? While we're passing through, and again, because of the list. A laundry list. Ooh, you know what? How about you go? Oh. There we go. Boom. Little spot for all right, perfect. Oh, I wish we had the modded chair now. I want to go sit on my pirate ship. But you can get the gist, right? Like that's the main thing. Do we want to? Oh, yeah, no. Nothing. Dude, less is more. All right. Well, you get the idea there. When it comes to that, now when there is, I would just plant a couple more chairs, basically. I think there was a couple white chairs, just the regular lawn chair type chairs. There's a couple of Muskoka chairs. I also know there was a playground here that we did put down. Oh, and I remember seeing that big decoration pack. Yep, there we go. There was, ooh, this has got the moving clothes. Yeah. I like this. How about we put, where do we want to put this one? Is that just annoying? Or do we want to put it out like so? Oh, wait, yeah, no, because we got the gate right there. There we go. Might have to go for a little stroll to hang the laundry, but all right. So now, unfortunately, free mode was on. We're gonna have to just fill it in with the short grass underneath there, so that'll be fine. And then what we can do, that's good there. That's good there. I kind of don't like that so far away. Is there a way to put that? Oh, here. Unless, oh, that's right. There it is. Yeah. We had that one in 22. Okay. Yeah, you know what? We'll just go with the original. That's right, Major. Come on now. So we had the original, and then it was, I mean, technically it wasn't here because it was a different house, but free mode is on. Snapping's on. Yeah, let's do that. And again, okay, with the grass. So we'll just go back real quick. We'll grab our short grass and fill that in like so and go from there. Excellent. Oh, and we got some short grass right here we can fill in. All right. And then we will fill this in, that in like so. Perfect. Beauty. There we go. Yep. Oh, yeah. Oh, I like it. All right. So now, again, we'll have to get some chairs. We got some chairs there. And then I do remember, wrong button. I do remember when it comes to the other, we had that little moss. I think they had that moss shed. I could have sworn we had. Oh, there it is right there. Yeah, old wooden garden shed. So then we had this old rickety thing buried all creepy like in the, in the back corner here. So free mode on, just like that. So a little bit of grass. And then the good thing is you can't open it. It is just the way it is. So what we'll do is we'll get some medium. Let's get some medium grass. We'll just fill up in there, around there, kind of make a little bit of an entrance as if there, but not. And then we'll get the long grass and we'll fill it right in behind. There we go. Okay, so now we've got a little creepiness there. And then when it comes to, excuse me, just one more. You know what? I just want to put, let's put that's too little. There we go. There we go. I'm much more happy with that. Then from here, what I like to do is just the little touches in the sense of like weight, age, and wear. So put a little bit of dirt going around here, a little bit of dirt under there, dirt there, fill that in like so. Then we can even have a little track of dirt if we want, kind of coming out. So, oh, yeah, there we go. Anytime now, Major. There we go. So a little track of dirt coming out. And then even here, I would like to do is a little spot, if it'll let me. Beauty. Little spot there, too. Just from where they've been ripping and back and forth. Just that added little touch, right? Add a little touch as if it's been worn away over the years of wrestling around. And then we also did have, okay, so we also did have an entrance here. That was a little vehicle entrance for my intentions were the mower, and if I needed to, so we can get. Whoa, that was a little bit big. Get that in there, and then we can get our paint back on. We're just going to touch this up a little bit. I just want to tighten this up a little. That was a little too much. There we go. Just little spots, right? It's not a high traffic area. So that's the whole point. This isn't a high traffic area. I want this to be as if, oh, there it is. The short, we're going to grab our short. I just want to kind of touch it up in between. Oh, made art. Okay, we'll come back, add some more bushes there to tighten it up. Then we get in. Yeah, like that. There we go. Perfect. Now back to, hold on. I remember that tall one. This one, right? Yeah. And then a little stubby one. Will a stubby one fit here? Come on, stubbies. There we go. There we go. Just a little entrance and exit as if it was. And again, like I said, not high traffic, right? We don't want the high traffic one, so that's what we're aiming for. And then when it comes to the backyard in here, we do have our gravel, right? So we just want to open up our doors, make sure that we didn't go too far into any of our edges. Everything's good there. Open up this door, right? Turn on shed light. Open door. There we go. Open says me. This one's good too. We'll just make sure. Open door. Oh, no. Oh, come on, Major. We want this side right here. There we go. Open door. Closed door. Beauty. Now that we've got that in there, what I want to do is I just want to have a little work spot. So we have the gravel inside. Now, thankfully, when we did our grass, I was lucky enough, excuse me, that we didn't have any major clumps of grass coming in. That's the main thing. Now you still can, like, that's the great thing. It is a gravel base. So we can have a little clump there, maybe growing in. Same thing there. You don't have to go too crazy, but you got entranceways and stuff, right? So they got maybe that coming in there, just a little touch here and there. And the short stuff, you don't want anything too crazy long. Right, I wouldn't imagine, right? Coming in just little short stuffies. Or if you want to, let's grab some medium. Let's put some medium maybe right there. And we'll put some medium right there. All right. And then that just kind of, when you come in, it kind of gives that, I kind of feel it. Now, if you go a little too far, you can always come back and paint it back in, but like that seems a little too square. So we could probably, and if we needed to get rid of that and we can't see it from that angle, all we do is come to this side. So come to here, and then now you can get your cursor in there. And that's the same thing with overlapping, right? So it's all about overlapping when it comes to like decorations, anything like that you want to put inside a shop or something. You just make sure all the doors are open. I can go grab this little stack of wood right here, and we can just say, yeah, it looks like a weird stack. How about get, there we go, something like that. Free mode on, slap it down, boom, right? Or we can get in here. If you know, this corner right there, we get in from here, so on and so forth. All right, now we don't have to worry about this stuff just yet. It's this stuff I just want to show you real quick here before we cut to the aging. I just want to show you. So it's a bit of a transition factor, right? So we're into grass, and I like to actually use a little bit of dirt to kind of transition. So we'll do a little touch of dirt here and there, and then we come back with our gravel. And then we just kind of bring the gravel out, but we also bring, oh, there we go. So bring gravel out a little bit. Oh, geez, going a little crazy here. So let's get the dirt. There we go. And then bring that in a smidge. Then we'll kind of do a touch or two of dirt. Nothing too crazy. And then there. Beauty. And then what we can do is we're going to put grass over top of, here we get our short. Go. And then just put your grass over top of that gravel and a little bit over top of that dirt. So then putting that over top kind of looks like it's kind of grown over as well, but it's still there. Worn, but still there. And then just kind of works its way in. There we go. Okay. Ooh. So hopefully that definitely gives you some pointers or helps and ideas, because when it comes to the maintenance, right? So this will stay this grass forever, unless I plant the long or the medium. And then if you want to cut it, then by all means, just carpet it with long, and then you can cut it to your heart's content. All right, now, next point, I think, is, let's just double check here. We got that. Ooh. Last but not least here, before we get to the aging there, we need the fuel. That's right. So, again, we don't have very good base game options that I like. And the one that we had in 22, it just had this nice, gorgeous patina to it and a nice little setup. And unfortunately, that is not the case in this one. So not the case for us for having the same mod. But we do have, we still do have a fuel container that is available to us. It actually is a really nice one. So this is called Old Fuel Tanks by AEN Design. That's Alpha Echo November Design. And again, it'll be in the description there. All our mods, everything will be in the descriptions that we're going to be putting. There's two options. Now they're customize. There we go. So we do have green, red, and green and red. Okay, so we got green and red there. Now we do have the old tank with 3,000 liters at 2 slots. And then we have the new old diesel tank at 3,000 liters, 3 slots. Oh, that's an old one too. Oh, okay. And customize old. Ah, ha, ha, ha. New, old. Oh, and can you change the old color? Okay, well, let's, I don't know, let's go to the majors red here. Where's my red? No, it's BG red. Where's my red? My red. Interesting. All right. Well, I kind of like, because the other option here is this one has little designs there, little animals painted on it. You know what? We're going to go for it. I like that one. Green, red, green, red. Let's go red. Danger, Will Robinson. All right, red it is. So now what we're going to do is we're going to kind of create our own mod, trying to create a mod, like create it similar. Use your words. We're going to try to create it similar to what we had in 22. So free mode is on, snapping is on because I want it parallel to the building. Now we're going to go into our fences, and I do believe there it is. We have our, well, it all depends on what kind of fence we want to put in. I think the posts would probably be the better option. Ooh, something like that collides. Oh, bugger you. How about here? Oh, there we go. Collides. Okay, hold on. And we have snapping on. So 1, 2, 3. So we know it's 1, 2, 3 pulls out. And then it'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I like 5. 1, 2, 3, 5 out, and then back in. Okay, so now we're going to remove that. Grab our posts. Is that too close? Collides. Yes, it's the building. Collides. Ah! Come on. Collides. Oh, what if we... 1, 2... What? Collides with... What is going on? Uh, the building? It's got to be the building. Collides with another item. Oh, well, maybe the... Okay, well, let's just try it. I mean, stranger things have happened, so let's move this and see, but... That was a really good idea. What if we go out a bit? Collides with another item. All right, so snapping off, collides with another item. What is it colliding with? Okay. Yeah, get rid of that. All right, well, in that case, unfortunately, I think that means we have to do the construction placeables, isn't it? Is it down here? Oh, no, there's a mob. Okay, hold on. So we get to... Okay, before we go that far, that means in that case, if we're doing construction placeables, if it's not going to be fencing, then that means that it'll be free mode. So we can pop this back on. Let's go right about there. Now we're going to go to... Okay, decorations and way down. I can keep my eye posted, but yeah, it's way down at the bottom. I think it'll be the... There is some, like, we could... There we go. I seen it. Yeah, no. Little pylons, those get smooshed. I saw it. Playground. I saw it. Big decoration package. Ooh, yeah. There we go. Let's do it. What do we want? A playground. We want a playground right beside swings? Sure. Boom. Oh, really? Okay. That's okay. Real quick. Come on. Quick time, Major. So put our grass back in. Oh, there we go. And we're going to slide that in there, just like so. And then we're going to grab our dirt. Yeah, a little spot right there. A little spot right there. Where's our ladders? There's our ladder. Boom. Little spot right there. And that should be good. Okay. Okay. Sorry. Back to it. Darn it. Squirrel. So now, again, when it comes to these things, I really, because the original mod had, oh, it was just gorgeous. It had a nice little light that was over top of it. It had the little spots, a safety, or, okay, that's an option. Big decoration pack. Feel like those might be, oh, you know what? Those aren't, okay. Okay, note to self. That's not too bad. Big decoration pack. I think, yeah, just, oh, yeah, it was just nice. Had a nice aging, had the build, had the pump, had a little chair that was sitting next to it, had a nice light that came on, and it was a nice little ambient light too. So it wasn't anything too crazy. It was just a nice ambient light, nothing like blinding at night. And because it was right across from the house, it wasn't like, oh, it lights up the whole front. So really nice there. I think it just might be those. They may be those other ones. The big decoration pack is coming. Yep, and vehicles. Okay, we don't need that, so we're going to go back up to big decoration pack. We're going to grab those yellow and black ones. And I will keep my eye out for something that'll work. Or maybe if you let me know if you know a certain decorations, because I know there's a couple new decorations packs that are out, and I don't want to go too overboard. So I'm holding off on yeah, additional. I'm holding off on putting them in or any new decoration package just because I don't want to get too crazy. And we're not right yet, like right now. Like right now we're trying to hold off on the decorations because as we can see we're at 2060 there we go. 2061 slots. Yeesh. All right, let's line this up, shall we? Let's go there. And then we'll do the one in the back there. Okay, so let's see. We are 1, 2. So right there, and 1, 2. Why does that look weird? Oh no, we're good. We're good. Okay, and then we're gonna start in the middle. And in the middle of the black one, and we don't want to be too close but too far away. Let's try there. And then we want to line that up. Ooh. Ooh. Not too shabby. Not too shabby. And then we did it. Okay. I don't like placing lights at night. Or sorry, during the daytime, just because you really can't see what's going on. However, I'm going to just do a little something here. I think it was something like this. It was like just one of those old overhanging lights, and it was I know my wife is not going to like this, but it was the yellow light. It wasn't the bright white. It wasn't like the LED or fluorescent. It was just that old yellow style. Kind of like that. Light pole 1. Let's go see. I think they're a little small, but I think for the gate, for the setup, for the sizes of the stuff, I don't think that's that bad. I'm willing to live with that. And then we can just say we just unbolt one of those things and we slide the tank out if we ever need to. It's getting old. So it's gonna get old. It's gonna get to that point. All right. Oh, okay. Oh my wordies. Oh, this is gonna be great. So now. Last but not least, now we have to age everything because let's just do one more quick little once over here because we've got our backyards done. The aging, we're going to add some bushes. We're going to add some stuff to the edges. It's not going to be too crazy. Nothing you have to worry about. And then the aging, we're going to work in here, right? We're going to get all of our road and kind of the pathways in as well as across on this way. Now, real quick. Real quick. We did do in 22. Let's see if I can do this. Others. I think it was in others. The problem is that those, it won't be the rocks, but the walls aren't going to work. Because what we ended up doing is we did a little bit of a rock protection wall along the edge of the pond. And it was, well, that might not be that. Okay, that's a little excessive. Okay. Something like this. All right, so here's me idea. Because we don't want to be going overboard, right? Like when it comes to driving in, that's the main thing that even I was terrified of, is that we don't want to be going too crazy overboard or too crazy when it comes to coming in. And I want to make sure that I don't accidentally fly myself into the water. And especially in 22, because like I said, in 22, what I ended up doing is I went way too deep. And there was a couple things that went in there that were just literally unrecoverable. Like you had to reset. The problem is that the rock pack that was in 22 is not entirely the same as the rock pack. Clean dirt. Can we? Ooh! We can vault ourselves in. Let's do dirt. Do we want moss? Okay, let's do moss on this one. And then we'll put it this way, so we'll just demo the vehicles instead. Let's put one. Why not? Let's try one. Free mode is on. Snapping is on. Let's put one right there. Then let's get one of these. Customize. Again, clean. Dirt. Let's do moss on that one. Let's do moss and dirt on that one. Yeah. Let's do moss and dirt on that one. And then we kind of have a little spot right there-ish. Boom. Okay. Then, hold on, bear with me here. Whoa, jump. Okay, so this is where you're going to have to play with these then. Oh, yeah, see, the problem is, though, is moss. Okay, let's do another one with moss. Oh, that looks like a ramp. Yep, that looks like a ramp. How about 35 degrees? Oh, we can do that, and then we can spin it as opposed to that one, so hopefully that stops. We can do about there. And then let's try one of these. And we'll do just dirt. And then, 65 degrees, just dirt. And then we can put one like so, like that. And then we can put another one of these, moss and dirt. 65, we can go right about there. And then we can put another one, maybe. Oh, you know what? We'll grab this one. We'll do moss and dirt on 35. Moss and dirt 35. Yep. And then we spin, sugar this one around here. I'd say. Oh, major. Moss and dirt 35. There we go. And then we spin. No. We want this one like so. And free mode is on. Snapping is on. Free mode is on. Boom. Just put it down. There we go. Now, for the test, we need a tractor. Because I want to make sure, you know what? When you're tired, you're sleepy time sort of thing. And it'll basically be coming into the farm, not realizing and not paying attention. And yep. So this is where you play around, right? So you play around, you kind of mumble about with it, and you kind of see how it. Okay, yeesh. This one. Oh, that one's a good one. So we might just have put a bunch of those in. There, yeah. See, we're climbing up them. So this is where you got to be kind of careful. And again, artist discretion, right? You can do artist discretion and kind of put whatever you want. If you want to put the fence, you totally could. If we wanted to, we can get to. Here we go. Let's just quickly. Actually, you know what? Let's do a tester. Actually, because what time? Holy jumping! All right, let's get because we're doing this field. Okay. I have an idea. There we go. We're gonna go this way, and because of the lines, we're going to have to do a little wraparound. So we'll go here, and we'll go talking collides. Again with the colliding. That's why the water plane. Yeah. Collides, I can't do anything with the water plane. All right. Well, looks like I got some things that we're going to have to touch on. Because again, look at the episode. Look at the time here. We are just about done. So we are going to have to touch on this next episode. So I think what we're going to have to happen is, and which means that we can actually retry this then, because we can take the water plane out and then we can rejig the rocks. But in the meantime, let's do this. Oh, hold on. Let's save now, because we do like what's going on. I really, really like what's going on. However, now I've mucked up. So this is where we get to see how we fix stuff. So we're going to get rid of the water plane. There we go. Now we're going to get our fence. I betcha. Yeah, look at that. Yep. Okay, so here, this is my idea, and I would like your opinion. I do like the rocks. That's the way we did it in 22, and that's the way that the plan was. But I would like your opinion. What do you think of if we do something just very vague and random, right? Like we're not getting into the details here, but do we like the rocks or do we like the fence? So there's the fence on this side, and then we've got the rocks on this side. I like the rocks. And then what we could do, it's going to look kind of, but we could just kind of double up. We can kind of spin this one specific rock, the medium rock 1. We can probably throw that up because that's the 65 degrees, I think. 65 and 35 on that one. And then throw them up because that one hit as well, right? That one was coming in. If we were coming out not paying attention, or if we turned into the bridge and we turned a little too hard, and boom, yep, that's a fail. So that's not going to work. All right, well, there is ways to get it done. But I'm thinking what we're going to have to do, like I said, I think it's going to be that medium rock 1 there. We're just going to have to probably double it up. Or do you like the fence? Let me know. Or we could do both. We could do the fence on this side, because technically this is the work side, right? Work side. Nice side. Well, they're all work side. The whole farm's a work side. Okay, again, thank you very much for joining. Thank you very much for watching. I cannot appreciate you any more than I possibly... Oh, I cannot tell you how much I appreciate you any more than I possibly can, but I will keep saying it. So I appreciate everything. This is great. I want to keep going. Oh, geez, I don't want to stop. So next episode, we will touch on that. What I'm going to do off camera is I'm going to rejig these rocks. We're going to make it up where we're not going to be hitting and not going to be popping off, and see how it looks. And then we're going to be fixing up the, we're going to be fixing up this, and we're going to be putting our water plane back in once everything's done. Okay, again, sorry for running late. This is what happens when you do some major changes up. Oh, and we took our water plane out, which means these have to go as well. So we'll take all of those out as well, and we'll get all that done. So again, thank you all so much. This is great. I'm so excited, and we will see you next week.